Hello and welcome to this short presentation on how to go about creating a great initial posting in any discussion forum. Alright, what we're going to look at today is how we take a boring black and white text posting and we turn that into something that's going to basically come alive by using images and the different colored fonts and the other features that we have available inside of our online text editor. Now for this presentation I'm going to be using Moodle. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to show how to first add an image, then we're going to show how we can take that image and using the tools that are available to us online add effects to that image and still beef up our initial posting just a little bit more. Now, we all know how boring initial postings can be, and if you're an instructor or a student, if you've read one initial posting, you've probably pretty much read all of them. They pretty much turn into being what I refer to as a parroting session, where one just looks like the previous one. Alright, now we can get around that and we can also have fun with our initial postings by just adding images, highlighting some links using different colors, and emphasizing the other parts of the discussion using the features that are available inside of our online text editor. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm just going to go into the discussion here. And in this particular discussion, we're going to talk about what experience do we have with remote networking implementations. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click on add a new discussion topic. Now I might want to talk about remote desktop support. I might want to talk about using RDP. I might want to talk about Dreamweaver or TeamViewer and some other remote desktop applications. But either way, I can always go and I can find an image that will help to make my initial posting much more attractive, much more visually appealing, and much more easy to read. So let's get started with that. Alright, so I've typed in some text here. This is just an example. Alright, now I would like to add something to draw the attention of the viewer so that they'll stop and actually read my post. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out, I'm going to use Google. Okay, and for this example, I'm just going to use a banner that I found. Now, how did I find the banner? Well, I just go to Google, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in something. For instance, I can type in remote desktop. Alright, and if I can spell it, it would be all that much better. I can type in remote desktop, and now I can go to images. And I can see all the images that are available that refer to remote desktop. Now we have something here called remote desktop manager. These are all nice looking banners, and that's another part that I need to emphasize. When you choose an image, look where it's going to be posted, how big it is, and what you want to do with it. Okay, now I prefer a banner at the top. If I'm going to put an image into my discussion at the top, it's going to be a banner because I don't want it to be, say, too big. All these look too big except for the banner. Now, how do I go about getting the banner? Well, I can go back up to my query and I can just add in the word banner. Okay, let's see what happens with that. Alright, now we get some better images, more conducive to the top of my initial post. Okay, so let's go in here and see what we got. So I'm just going to take one here. Let's take remote desktop support. Now, before I get too far ahead of myself here, I want to tell you that I'm going to add a water reflection effect to my image just for fun. Now, the reason I do that is because it draws the attention of the viewer into my post. They see the water reflection effect on my image and they think, wow, that's pretty cool. Now, I wonder how he did that, and then they start reading my post and they start looking at my post closer. Alright, it's not the same post they just saw. They're actually seeing something that's different, something that draws their attention. I'm going through these banners, seeing if there's anything in here that I really like. Well, we have one here on TeamViewer. That's pretty cool. We have some other ones in here that have potential. Okay, so what you want to do is find an image that will help enhance your initial discussion. All right, so we've got one here. So I'm just going to go take Remote Desktop Manager. Now I click on the View Image. All right, that brings up the link. Okay, now I can copy the link and I go back to my posting. All right, now we see that we have an icon here inside of the ribbon for my text editor, and it looks like a tree with a background, represents a picture. That's what it's supposed to be. Now just copy and paste. Just hit Control V where it says image URL, right? And there's your mapping or your path back to the image. All right, you don't have to put anything in here unless you want to. You can just leave it blank if you so desire. Now for the appearance, for banners, I like a size of 300. All right, now it will automatically adjust the width as well as the length. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say okay, okay, and there's my image. Okay, now let me fix this up here, and I can say this is my image. Okay, now I've got a nice image here, and I can add images elsewhere inside of here. So when we talk about Remote Desktop Manager, maybe I want to give them another piece of information about using third-party applications such as TeamViewer. So I can go up here in my query and I can just type in TeamViewer. Alright, and here we go. Now here's my TeamViewer banners. Okay, so now I can just grab one of these. Now there's something else you got to consider. Color. The psychology of color is no different than the psychology of sound. Color represents a lot of things to a lot of different people, but blue is soothing and calming, as is red is more of an anger thing or more of an attention getter. That's why we have fire trucks that are painted red and yellow. So there's a psychology to using color in your postings. All right, so don't forget that, and you can look that up on the internet. You can just go into Google and type in the psychology of colors, and people will tell you what brown means to the mind, or what the color red means to the mind, the blue. It's all there, and you can just figure that out. Now, so I've got a nice little banner right here. I really like this banner here. So I'm just going to go ahead and view the image, grab that URL, and let's go back over here. And again, I'm going to add this as the URL to my image. And again, we're going to use 300 as the length, and watch as the width gets automatically adjusted. All right, so there's my new banner for the TeamViewer. Okay, now I want to kick this up a notch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this banner and I'm going to run it through an image effects generator, and I'm going to give me a water effect. Now what I've done here is I use this one online, okay, and I've been using it today, as you can see, and it's called a Lunapic. This is the one I use, free online photo editor. Okay, you sometimes have to go back into and clean out your history, which is not a big deal. So I'll just undo this, and I'll just clear out this history. Okay, and I'll close the image and remove. Okay, and here we go. Do I want to upload a new image? And I say, yeah, I do. Okay, so I'm just going to post that URL that we got off of that banner right here, right? Copy, take it over to my effects generator, and just pop it in here like that. Control V, good to go. Hit the go button. Now there's my image. Now I want to go up to animation, and I want to select reflecting water. Okay, now watch what happens. And there's my image. Now it has a mirror effect of being reflected back from water, moving water. All right, now what do I want to do is I want to save this to the web, the internet, because now I can keep this on the internet and I can actually just save the URL someplace. I like to use any of these, but I find that the photo uploads is the best. So I'm just going to click on that, and it's going to save my image automatically for me, and it's going to come back and it's going to give me a new path. This is where the image is actually located. I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to say Control C, go back to my discussion post, delete that. Now I'm going to put in my new improved image for TeamViewer, and again it's the same process. I'm just going to input the URL. I can go down here and I can see it. Again, I want to adjust this to 300, and the constraint proportions are automatically adjusted for me, and there's my new and improved image inside of my discussion board. Alright, so I'm pulling in the viewer into my discussion posting. He's or she has been looking at discussion postings and trying to find something they want to respond to. At least the individual will be able to respond to this discussion and say, hey, Cliff, I really like your discussion posting. It was entertaining. I like the images, and I like how you were able to explain the topic. We're good to go with the secondary on that one. All right, so now let's take another look at what we're going to do here. This is my text, okay? Now let's say that I have text in here, and look what we have. We have a white background with black text. Pretty boring, all right? Well, what if I had a URL out here that I wanted to mess with? Let's just go to YouTube. Let's just find something. Let's just find a video. Okay, so I'm going to go out here to YouTube, and let's just type in, let's just do a little bit Windows 8. Okay, all right, so we got Windows 8. Now I got this Windows 8 tutorial right here. So what I want to do, turn that off. This is my Windows 8 tutorial. I want to highlight this text right here. All right, I'm going to copy that. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go back to my discussion post. Now watch what happens. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go like this. I hit backspace one time and it picks up the default text size. All right, which is fine. Now I'm just going to go back here. I'm going to grab the share. Now there's two different ways you can do this. I can embed the video if I so desire, or I can just copy the link like so. Just copy, go back to my post, highlight your text. Now go into the link option right here, insert edit link. Okay, again, Control V, good to go, insert. Now I've got my link, and I've got a human-friendly word instead of a bunch of HTML text or the actual path. Now I could go just like this, that's fine, but it doesn't make any sense to the viewer. It leaves them wondering, I wonder what that link goes to. I know it's a video, but I wonder what the video is about. Well, this way we cleared that up. Now I can just take this like this, and let's say I want to change that from the default behavior, which is, you know, everything's represented with a blue font for a link. I'm just going to go ahead and bold that real quick. I'm going to bold that up. Now let's go to the font color right here. Select a text color. Pull that down. I like to use green, right? But you can use any color you want. All right, now we've got something here. All right, so let's just go ahead and save this. Oops. Okay, I'm going to say my response. Okay, cool. Now I'll just go ahead and post that. And now I have a great initial discussion response, and I can also do this with my secondaries if I'm so inclined. Now the great thing about this is when you do this, students are going to come into your post and they're going to want to see what you've done, because you're going to pick up a following where people are going to say, hey, you know who really makes a great post is Cliff or whoever, and I'm going to start responding more to his post than I am to the others. And I see this in the courses a lot, where certain students come in and they make these really outstanding posts with images and URLs, and they use different backgrounds and things, and students are drawn to those initial postings, and they pull down 10 or 12 or more secondary responses from their classmates. And that's the idea. So you want to come back into the discussion to see who's responding to your great initial post. That causes you to want to build better and more elaborate initial postings. Okay, so there is a mind game to creating a great initial post, but you have to get involved with it. Now, with that being said, initial postings or posting to a discussion forum does not have to be boring, mundane, or just a plain bother, right? You can have fun with it. You can have fun with your initial postings, and this is how you do it. You add images, you change the font colors, you add images, you add links, you add videos, you have fun, all right? And make sure you cite all your sources, okay? All right, I'm out of here. I'll see everybody inside of the discussion, and have a great day.